Mad Men is packed with an ensemble of incredible male characters, but one stands above them all: Don Draper. In fact, Don Draper is one of the most iconic images of masculinity within the world of modern media. But why? Number 1. Confidence. First and foremost, confidence is one of the key characteristics that make Don Draper such a badass within the realm of masculinity. Throughout the entire show, his confidence plays a significant role in both his personal and professional success. One of the key ways Don shows his confidence is through his ability to command attention whenever he is speaking. We see this throughout the entire show. However, one of the best examples we have happens in the pilot episode, where Don delivers a speech about the concept of advertising to a group of potential clients from Lucky Strike Tobacco. He delves into the complexities of advertising and the importance of happiness in what is now known as the "It's Toasted" scene. Throughout the speech, he exudes confidence and captures the room's focus, drawing all eyes and ears to him from both the clients and his colleagues, Roger Sterling and Pete Campbell. But as long-term fans of the show will know, it isn't the first time this happens. Throughout the show, he does this on multiple occasions, each time possessing a remarkable presence that demands attention from beginning to end. Another example of Don's charisma and confidence can be seen in his interactions with women. He effortlessly woos and seduces numerous women throughout the series, often with a combination of charm, wit, but most importantly, a strong sense of self-confidence. Number 2. Creativity. Next up, we have a trait that is not often associated with traditional masculinity: creativity. But don't let the old-school meaning of the word fool you, because Don's creativity is one of the most powerful weapons in his arsenal. Don possesses a unique talent for thinking outside of the box and generating innovative ideas that are directly tied to his incredible emotional intelligence and creativity. Through this, he is able to craft compelling advertising campaigns that accurately capture the nature of a brand and resonate with its target customer base. And, much like his confidence, it plays a pivotal role in his professional success. This is best exemplified through one of the most iconic scenes of the show, known as the carousel pitch, which occurs in episode 13 of season 1. In this scene, Don makes a pitch to the executives of Kodak, a company that focuses on the sale of consumer-end cameras. The executives have already been burned by another media company that wanted to take their advertising campaign in a direction that didn't align with their values, so the stakes are high for Don to perform. However, after going through some old pictures of his childhood, Don taps into the emotional connection he has with his memories and, through his creativity, devises a plan to win over the Kodak executives. In his pitch, he plays on the value of nostalgia and storytelling to sell the concept of Kodak's new camera, the Carousel, being a time machine that allows consumers to reminisce on nostalgia. The pitch not only wins over Kodak executives, but is also one of the best examples of Don's potent use of creativity, a trait that requires courage, bravery, and, of course, a whole lot of masculinity. Number 3. Independence. Throughout the series, Don Draper also exemplifies a strong sense of independence and self-security that only grows as the show progresses. On many occasions, Don shows an incredible ability to navigate challenges without heavy reliance on others. This is all in spite of various challenges that plagued him from early childhood. In fact, one could argue that these traumatic experiences gave Don such a high level of independence in the first place. From his mother dying in labor, to his father dying at the age of 10 years old after being kicked by a horse, and of course, losing his sergeant while in the military, only to take over his identity and pursue a life on his own in New York. Don Draper is no stranger to being alone. However, throughout all of this, he consistently displays a determination to rely on himself and make his own decisions. This skill consistently shines through when he is dealing with demanding clients, advertising problems, divorce, and of course, troubles with the endless cycles of women at his feet. Number 4. Resilience. Resilience is another trait that Don Draper exhibits throughout the entire show. As previously mentioned, Don faces numerous personal and professional difficulties, including complex relationships, identity struggles, and demanding work pressures. Despite these challenges, he consistently demonstrates the ability to adapt, recover, and maintain his emotional well-being. One of the defining characteristics of Don Draper's emotional resilience is his ability to maintain composure and project a stoic exterior. He often presents himself as calm, collected, and in control, even during moments of intense pressure or emotional turmoil. This external facade serves as a protective shield, shielding him from vulnerability and enabling him to navigate challenging situations without breaking down. There is no better scene that exemplifies this stoic exterior and emotional resilience than when his colleague, Peter Campbell, confronts Don about his former life and false identity. Despite being put under direct pressure, Don stands up, walks up to Peter's face, and confronts him head-on. He shows no hesitation in the conflict and doesn't flinch for a single second. Number 5. Charm. Now, with everything being said, there is one trait that Don Draper exudes more than anything else. And although it certainly helps him excel within the professional landscape, it skyrockets him to the moon when it comes to his personal relationships with women. It puts him in a palace that most men only dream of achieving, and we can see that on the faces of most of his friends and colleagues from the beginning to the end of the series. Don's charm extends from his impeccable social skills, intuitive understanding of human nature, and impeccable timing and delivery, contributing to his magnetic presence. The first instance we see Don's charm in action comes in the first episode of the series. In this episode, Don meets Rachel Mencken during a business meeting. Despite their initial disagreements, Don manages to charm Rachel by complimenting her intelligence and expressing admiration for her business acumen. His charm eventually leads to a romantic relationship between them. However, it's no secret that Don uses his charm on many occasions to win over the ladies. From initially winning over Betty Draper, to eventually captivating Megan Draper, and the numerous women in between, it goes without saying that Don's charm is unparalleled, further contributing to his remarkable masculinity. But why does all of this convey masculinity? Don Draper embodies a collection of traits traditionally associated with masculinity: confidence, creativity, independence, resilience, and charm. However, he also challenges traditional notions by showcasing emotional depth, vulnerability, and an appreciation for artistic expression. His complex character reminds us that masculinity is multifaceted and can encompass a range of qualities. However, there is another man who might just give him a run for his money, and he comes from another show called Suits and goes by the name of Harvey Specter. So make sure to subscribe to see next week's video on why he is Don's primary competitor.